Labor, we're told, will unveil its climate change policy tomorrow after spending months ducking and weaving, refusing to confirm any details or set a new 2030 target. Former Labor leader Bill Shorten, the bloke who couldn't tell us how much his policy would cost at the last election, was out doing the rounds this morning, hinting that Labor's targets will be more ambitious than the coalition's.
I think most fair-minded people recognise that the government is amazingly unambitious for taking meaningful action on climate. And if you take action on climate, you'll generate new jobs and you'll put downward pressure on energy costs. So it's good cost of living, it's good jobs, and it's good for the environment.
Same old story. It's a magic pudding, isn't it? There's speculation Labor will go for a 40% emissions reduction target by 2030, which is lower than the 45% they took to the last election. So either the so-called climate crisis isn't as dire as they say, or they're just playing a bit of politics. We all want to know, though, is it realistic to get to net zero by 2050? That's what the government's committed to, and Labor as well. And what is it going to cost? Richard McIndoe has a unique perspective. He's the former CEO of Energy Australia, and he now runs his own company developing technology to lower our power bills. He joins me now live from Melbourne. Thanks for joining us, Richard. First up, do you think a 45 or 50% emissions reductions target by 2030 in Australia is achievable?
I think that much by 2030 is ambitious, but I think it is achievable. But it's not going to be achievable through just one or two big vanity projects there. This is going to require a kind of wholesale change across the economy. I'm actually encouraged by the fact that everyone you speak to wants to get there. So it's not like you're trying to push people into something, but it's going to be achieved if we all are able to make a bit of an effort there to improve our efficiency and reduce our carbon emissions. It's not going to get there by just one or two big high-profile projects.
But you're talking only 9 years away, and you're talking about massive changes. How much upheaval will massive changes generate over 9 years, and how much will it cost?
Well, there's a lot of technologies out there, Chris, that are being developed, not just here in Australia, but overseas. There's plenty of technologies that can help us as individual consumers, whether it's residential homeowners or businesses, reduce the amount of electricity we're using, reduce our power bills, and therefore reduce our carbon footprint. The challenge is actually getting the information and the opportunity out there into the market. It's being able to give customers, give our residential homeowners, small businesses, the opportunity to embrace these technologies and adopt these technologies. Now, there's been a good job done on solar and getting that out there. We have some of the lowest cost solar in the world. Now the challenge is to get those other technologies out there as well. And I think that those are going to help contribute significantly to hitting those net zero targets that we've got.
Well, net zero for 2050, you would say that's achievable then, but what is the technology that gets us there? Because even the International Energy Agency says we don't have the technology in use yet that can get us there.
I'm not a great believer in being able to accelerate for example, the hydrogen technology over the next decade. I think that's going to take a little bit longer, but I think that does have a role to play by 2050. I think one of the challenges we have, though, is to make the economy more efficient now. We've developed a technology that allows our customers, residential and business customers, to actually see when they're spending electricity, where they're spending it, which items of equipment, appliances and so on are costing them the most. That kind of visibility is available now and needs to be put out there in the market so that everybody can do their bit to reduce our carbon emissions, but also help them reduce their electricity costs.
Yeah, look, that's important, and that's your business, and that's about using our energy efficiently, and so therefore reducing the demand for electricity. But realistically, with a growing population, with looking to have electric cars and the like, we're going to still need actually to have more electricity generated than we do now. Can we actually get to net zero without nuclear power, for instance?
Look, I think there is a debate that's going to go ongoing about nuclear power. I think it's going to be a real challenge in this country for us to get nuclear power, traditional nuclear power, up any time in the near future. I think longer term, there are new nuclear technologies being developed which are, unlike the very large nuclear power stations, more modular, which may have an opportunity here in Australia, but I think that's a long ways off. I think today, this country has an abundance of renewable resources. We have the highest take-up of solar, residential solar anywhere in the world. The opportunity here is for us to capture that, make sure that everyone has the opportunity to benefit from that. Electricity storage, it's expensive now, but the cost of storage is going to come down dramatically over the next 5 to 10 years. And it's in that combination of using our abundance of renewable resources and electricity storage that's going to enable all of us to be much more efficient and lower our carbon footprint as well as our energy costs. So yes, we have the opportunity to do it, but we're not going to get there by just trying to pick one or two very big projects and hope that that solves the problem for us. Everybody's going to have to be given the opportunity to make their contribution.
Thanks for joining us, Richard. I appreciate it.
Thank you.